What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to the Freetrepreneur channel. In this video, without wasting your time, I'm going to show you exactly how you can start a podcast for free on your phone under 10 minutes and actually how you can make money from it starting today. Now, I just want to show you my dashboard. This was made from 4,000 plays. 4,000 plays. And this is the reason why I should start a podcast, is because it's a much powerful way and most passive way today to make income, right? Especially if you're busy. Now, why should you even start a podcast? Podcast is hot right now, right? A lot of people are switching yet into consumer for podcasts, but they're not producers of podcasts. Here's the reason. Like, there are about 850,000 active podcasts right now, so we're not even in the millions yet, right? But then these are the most, if you want to start a podcast, these are the most popular genre. So if you think about an idea in these categories, then you're most likely to have a popular podcast. Now, before I show you on my phone exactly how that works, how you can start a podcast from scratch and do that in 10 minutes and distribute it everywhere and have it and start monetizing your website in 4 weeks, you can monetize your website. Now, stick around. I just want to show you those demographics, why you should start a podcast. It's estimated about 197 million Americans today in 2020 are listening to podcasts, and this is about 64% up from the year before, right? So people are switching to podcasts like crazy. Ask yourself, when was the last time you listened to a podcast? Probably today or maybe a few hours ago. And then now, how do you really, and these are the genre, right? These are the genre, like demographic. A lot of people, like 70% of the US population, know what a podcast is. Like, this is the genre, like the distribution of the age. They're between 18 and 64, pretty well distributed. Now, they're highly educated. That means you can easily sell the product to those people because they have a high income, right? They can buy stuff, you promote them on the podcast. This is why podcasting is powerful, because the people that listen to podcasts, they want to get information, they're educated. Now, the genre, like you probably, like the gender, you probably have, like, it's fairly well distributed between men and women. But then a lot of people use on their smartphone. So if you tell them visit this website, then they're more likely to just, exit the app and then visit their website. Now, how do you start a podcast on your phone? Like, you can read all these statistics about podcasts, but this is not the point of this video. My point is, I want to show you how to start a podcast for free under 10 minutes, how to make money from it in 2020. Now, if you go on your phone, let me just pull out my phone. Like, if you go on my phone, the first step to start a podcast on your phone in 2020 and have it distributed over 7 platforms, because if you look at the distribution status of this podcast right now, it's on Google Podcasts, on Spotify, on Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, like Apple Podcasts. And then if you look at before we even dive here, the first thing you need to do on your phone right now, again, Gary Vee really pushed me in an indirect way to make this video, because I have tried podcasting, and in 3 months on Anchor, the app that I'm about to show you, I made about 500,000 plays. Like, there were about 500,000 plays in 3 months with consistency in posting, and I had about 17,000 followers on Spotify only. And so now, the first thing you need to do is really easy today to start a podcast. It's so easy. You just need to head over. If you have an iPhone, you head over Apple Store. If you have an Android, you head over Play Store. Now, you search here Anchor. Anchor is the app you need to have right now on your phone if you want to start a podcast. Now, and it's so easy because you can make it from your phone. So you click on Anchor, you install it. It's already installed on my phone, so I don't have to install it again. Once you install it, here's what you do. You open it. Now, here, I'm going to log out. Let me just log out really quickly. Now, I open Anchor on my phone. Okay, I open Anchor on my phone. You sign up with your email. You click here, sign up with email, or you just continue with Google. Now, once you're done signing up, it's pretty easy. You just set up an email, password, and then maybe details of your podcast. Now, you're logged in. Maybe you save your information. Now, here's the platform. Here's the platform right here. Here's the platform right here. This is the dashboard. This is your dashboard. Now, here, this is where you see the number of plays. This is where you see your audience. That means the number of people that are following your podcast. Now, on the money part, this is where everything plays. But now, you need to start the podcast first before thinking about making money. So, and this is where you get your analytics. So if you can see 6 people, 0 people, then you can get the analytics from month, 3 months, all the time, right? And then you can also get for each episode, like what are your top episodes. This can help you know what type of episode to talk about maybe in the future to get even more plays. Now, if you get it even on your audience, like you see the countries that you're able to reach, and the listening platform on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, on Apple Podcasts. But then they even added this recently because now you can get your age. You can get the age distribution of the people that follow your podcast. You can get the age distribution, and you can get the gender, male, female, non-binary, not specified. Now, if you can see here, like males are the ones that are listening to this health podcast. Now, how do you start your first episode under 10 minutes and have it published? You come here on the episode. Making a trailer is just like, making an introduction for your podcast. It's like, hey, this podcast is about blah 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 blah. I'm going to post episode every Tuesday, but you don't need to make a trailer right now. If you want to make your first episode first, again, I showed you the genre that if you start your podcast, it's best to start on, like society, business. That means like e-commerce, affiliate marketing, like stuff like Gary Vee, comedy, news and politics, and health. For example, let's take this health podcast, right? Because I publish like health stuff about diabetes, like how to control your blood pressure, how to lose weight fast. Now, if you want to make your first episode, let's say you're probably a doctor, or you have knowledge about fitness, about weight control, weight gain, weight loss. You are a good comedian, you're just naturally funny, or you have business insight. Maybe you're an affiliate marketer, right? So what you do, you just come here, you talk on your phone. Basically, you make a podcast. They made it so easy. There are so many platforms out there, but they're paid, and their dashboard is not as easy as this one. So you come here under new, right? When you come on new, you just click on plus, this plus right here, right? You click again, like I said. Let me just delete this. You click on plus. Once you click on plus, let me go back. You click on plus. Once you click on plus, you have all your library. This is your library where you have songs that you can add in the background of your podcast, where you have sounds that you can actually, for example, this. See that you can add this sound. You have background music that you can actually add as well. Now you have library. That means your previous podcast that you already saved or you already published. Now this is where the magic happens. And even you can ask your listener to leave voice messages on your podcast. So this is really interactive. Now this is where your job is. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do to make money. No, so you click on record. Very easy. Let's say you're a comedian, or maybe you know about health, right? Or maybe you know about politics or culture, right? Or business. Maybe you're an affiliate marketer. Let's say, okay, I click on record. Hey, welcome to the best affiliate marketer podcast in the world. Today we're going to talk about how to make money online with ClickBank. ClickBank is the best platform, blah blah blah. You talk about your experience. You connect with people, and at the end, you can maybe ask people to go and visit. Hey, for more information, visit www.affiliatemarketers.com, something like that. and then maybe let's say you're done, you stop, you make stop, right? Let's play. This is how it sounds like. Now, how do you customize it? You add a background music, right? You add a background music. Let's say, for example, this is one of my favorite beats. Let's say I can add this. Alright, cool. So now let me add that in the background of the podcast and play that back again. Listen how you play. You see how it synced the background song in my voice, and this is actually what I am using in my YouTube video. So just so you know. Now, how do you? Again, you see now it's playing. Now, the next step, you click on save. This is what you do on your phone. I'm going to show you the same way on the computer. If you're saving your podcast, or maybe you have a professional microphone and you're actually recording them on Audacity, right? And you're exporting the MP3 on your desktop. I'm going to show you also on the phone how to import them in your Spotify, on your Anchor on the desktop, how it's done and how you add the background music. So let's say what is this segment called? Maybe let's say affiliate marketing, something like that. Add recording to episode. Now you can even you can record another segment, right? So you can record so many episodes or so many voices, right, just to make one episode. Or if you're done, that's it. Now this is where the money happens. If you go on the money thing, like if after you've registered for Anchor, it's free. Again, Anchor is free. Now you just go here on money, on not episode, sorry. You go go back on dashboard. Let's go back on dashboard. You come here on money, the money, right? So on the money, you will be able to connect your Anchor with Stripe account. Stripe account allows you, it's a platform that allows you to withdraw money from Anchor to your bank account, right? So you just create a free Stripe account just with your details to be sure that you're legit, and then you have this dashboard. Now once you have this dashboard activated, this is what you will have on your phone. You will have the opportunity to add a sponsor segment, right? You will have the opportunity to add a sponsor segment, and now the sponsor segment is where the ad that will make you money will play, right? This is where the ad that will make you money will play. So let's say, for example, on the desktop, while this is loading, because I think it's taking too much time, on the desktop, how do you do it? If you have a professional microphone and you're recording on your desktop, you just go here, for example, on the new episode, you come and you click to upload your audio, right? You click to upload your audio. Now let's say I have this thing where I talk, this audio. Now you upload your audio file here. Once it's uploading, this is just your voice that you've recorded in Audacity, for example. You see also you have this ad sponsor segment. It's the same thing. You have your library, you have the transitions, you have the voices from the listeners, and you can also record even from the desktop directly. So it's the easiest way to start your podcast in 2020. Okay, Anchor.fm. Now, for example, this has already uploaded. Like on the phone, this is still processing. I don't know why it's taking too much time, but like on the computer, for example, I think it's a lot faster. See, now on the computer it's done. What you do, you can add a background music the same way like I showed you. You can add a background music. For example, if I think like you can filter by genre, like dramatic, electronic, folksy, like depending on how you think the mood is in your voice, like you can add a corresponding background music. Let's say I add this, for example, like I don't want to add, but let's say you add that. Now what you do is that you can split your video. This is where the money happens. You need to split your video, or not your video, your audio, to be able to insert pre-roll, mid-roll ads, because pre-roll ads is our like YouTube ads. You know when you click on the YouTube video and then the ad plays before the video starts? That's pre-roll ad here on Spotify, on Anchor. Now mid-roll ad is when the ad is playing inside the podcast episode. So let's say I split that in two, right? I talk and I want to insert the ad here. You split that here and you save the split. It's going to split your episode in two. And what you do is that you can put the sponsor ad, you add a sponsor segment. And what it does is that it's going to create this sponsor segment. You can first leave a pre-roll ad, but also add another sponsor segment that you drag down in the mid-roll ad, right? That's how you structure your episode. Now once you're done, you click on save episode, right? On the phone, for example, now it's finished on the phone. On the phone, you can also come here, you edit the background music, you edit the audio, you rename the segment. You can also add the sponsor ad, for example, or you can split. I think it's too small. I think it's like 42 seconds, so you can't really split. But you can leave the sponsor segment as a pre-roll ad on the phone, for example, right? And you click on publish. Now you give a title to the episode. Now what you do is like best affiliate marketing strategy. Now this is what you've talked about in the episode, right? And then in the description is so much important, and this is what a lot of people neglect in the description, like in the podcasting, when they do podcasting. The SEO part of your podcast is important. Like, remember when you're doing blogging, it's the content of your text and also the tags that make Google rank you higher. When you posting your YouTube videos to make it higher, you also add tags and you also add a description, right? So you also need to do that with podcasting if you want your podcast or your episode to be found. So you give details related to affiliate marketing here, like blah 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 blah. In this episode I talk about this, right? In this episode we talk about blah blah blah, and then at the end you click, that's season 1, for example, episode 1, right? And it's full. Now you just click on publish now. So once you click on publish now, boom, and you can even add tags. See, on publish now, you can even schedule the publishing. Like if you don't want to publish now, you can click on schedule publish, and then you can select the further date. So that's what I did with my podcast, is that I was scheduling every 3 days. So I could record an episode today, but I would schedule it for 3 days. And so what you need to do as well is that, you see, read this. Tags will help your podcast turn up in search. So you also need to add tags. So like this episode is about affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing, like how to make money online. How to make money online. You add like 5 of them and you click on done. Boom, you shared your latest episode. It's out. Anchor is going to take care of your podcast. It's going to publish it on all the platforms, these platforms for free. So Google Podcast, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, and Podcast. So and then now, once you've added the sponsor segment, this is where the money, this is where the dollar is, this is where the money is. Now, once you save your episode, for example, if I save this episode as well and I add the title, I'm like, okay, affiliate marketing, blah blah blah, and then I also add the text. Now you can schedule, I want to publish that in 3 days at 8 a.m. confirm, and it's episode 1 or season 1 and then episode 2, right? And then boom, once you're done, you click on schedule episode. Now, how do you make money? Now, let's say You've mastered how to do your podcast. Now you need to do it consistently. You have knowledge about something. Don't tell me you don't have knowledge. You have knowledge about something. So you do it consistently. You post every day, every 2 days. Listen to Gary Vee. He's predicting podcasts to be the next big thing, especially this app Anchor, which is free and easy to use. Now, how do you make money? I'm going to show you 4 ways to make money with podcasts with this app Anchor for free, starting today. Number 1, you need to drive traffic. Okay, so you can get your podcast. You can click here on distribute. You copy the link. You go, you share it with all your friends. You go, you share it on Instagram. So if I go on Instagram stories, for example, let's say I go on Instagram stories. You have, for example, more than 10,000 followers on TikTok or on Instagram, right? You have more than 10,000 followers on TikTok or on Instagram. You come here, you just create a story, create normal. You say, for example, latest episode on affiliate marketing, or latest podcast episode on affiliate marketing, or how to make money online, right? And then boom, listen, or swipe up to listen. Now you come here on the thing, you click swipe up to listen. Well, blah 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 blah. Swipe up to listen. Boom. Click here, swipe up to listen. You add the link of your podcast. Boom. That's boom. If you click on send now, this is going to go on your story. And a lot of people are just going to swipe up and start listening. Now, once you drive traffic, you need, before even you drive traffic, you need to record already your ad, because this is where the money happens. Anchor will give you sponsorship. Anchor will find sponsorship for you. And the reason why podcasting is the most passive way to make money is because it has a high CPM. That means cost per 1,000 listener. Like, this is $15 for every 1,000 people that listen to 30 seconds ad. And the podcast has the highest CPM in the industry right now. Google CPM, for example, is about $2-3. Like, YouTube CPM is about $5, maybe $10, depending on the industry. But then podcast is really high. Now, with podcast, how do you need to record. You have 2 ways. The first way is that you need to record the ad. So what you do, you click here and you click on, first you accept the sponsorship, right? Now you click on the sponsorship, click to record, right? Now, if you have a microphone on the desktop, now you need to use the microphone. You understand, this is why in the script, they're telling you what you should do, how you should structure that 30-second text, or that 30-second voice, or that 30-second part ad in your episode. And then you needed to insert this mandatory call to action. So what you do is that you record your ad normally like this, and then you start uploading your ad. Or if you even recorded that, if you've recorded that in in Audacity, you can just upload an ad. So if you recorded multiple times in 30 seconds, you just upload that, and then boom, that's it. Once you've uploaded, you see those ad sponsorship that you've placed in the middle, those ad sponsorship, that is where the ad is going to go. Every time someone is going to listen your podcast episode, the person is going to have that ad play as well, like maybe in the middle or in the beginning, and then that's how you make money. The second way for you to make money with your podcast is requesting donation. The beauty about Anchor is that they've added a way for people to support their favorite podcast. So under the same money tab, what you have is that besides sponsorship, you also have listener support. So what you do is that you can click here for more options, right? You can customize now a text. that will ask people to support your podcast if they like it, if they think that it's helpful. Let's say, for example, you talk about health stuff and you're helping a lot of people improving their health just by listening to your podcast. You're giving them really good advice. So what they will do is that you can say, oh, hey, at the end, support this podcast with a small donation to help this. Let's say I just say, support this podcast, blah blah blah, and you include listener support link in show note. What it will do is that it will insert a link that supporter can just click and start donating any money from $15 per month to $10 per month to $25. How much money they want to give you, it's up to them. Now, see, you don't have support yet, but then this is your link, right? So you can share your link, and then from support, what people would do is that they can decide to support this podcast by donating something per month, like $19, like $1, $5, $9, whatever they want to give. They just give you per month. Now this is the second way to make money. Now the third way is this amazing, like a lot of people cannot get sponsorship. That's the problem. A lot of people on podcasts cannot get sponsorship. That's why they get discouraged to start a podcast. But then there is a new website that I'm about to show you that actually has tons of sponsorship that you can connect to your podcast. So if you head over Podcorn, we're getting into the third way already. The fourth way is pretty amazing, so you want to make sure you listen to the fourth way as well. This is the third way, Podcorn. Let's say I just copy this link, Podcorn, and I already logged in, so this is my dashboard. So if you head over podcorn.com, right, this is your dashboard, and you just register online, right? It's pretty easy, it's free to use. Now you register. This is how your dashboard will look like. This is your dashboard, and then underneath here you have sponsorship. I haven't started any campaign yet, but this is where the magic happens. Under sponsorship, you can actually find a sponsor that want to promote their product, basically. So what they're saying is that they have pre-roll ad, mid-roll ad, slot available that you can send proposal for. So if you find a part like a sponsor, for example, that has a product that matches your podcast, you can apply for it here. You can view the details, read the details of the offer. If the offer sounds interesting, they have really good CPM as well here. Let's see. Look at this. There are so many sponsors that you can apply for music, for comedy, for business, for news, that you can apply for, and also do the same thing and have more sponsorship here. Now that's the third way. Visit podcorn.com. Okay, now the fourth way is one of the most passive ways as well, because now with this one you don't even need to go and look out for sponsorship. This is what we call dynamic podcast ads. Now what this does is that they will take care of the advertisement. You just need to publish your episode. Now what they do is called dynamic ad, right? With sponsor ad, it's a little bit static because you record once and then it stays in the episode. With this dynamic ad, what you do is that you change the link, because your podcast will have a URL, right? Your podcast will have a URL, what we call it, like this RSS feed. So if I copy that and I paste that, I don't know, if I copy that, this is where your RSS feed is. Now you just need to edit your RSS feed and add a link that these people will give you. So if you head over openstream.co, right, they monetize your podcast. So what you do is that they have a marketplace that can increase your revenue. They have a marketplace of ads, right? So they will give you details about how to monetize your podcast. You get a link from them. You edit your RSS feed link of your podcast, and they will take care of the distribution of the ad by themselves. That means every time someone will click to listen to one episode, they will serve an ad, or they will direct the person to their platform first, so they're able to serve an ad like on their platform, but you still keep your podcast. But that listener will just listen on their platform, not on their platform, but they will be able to insert ad in that episode, right? So you just, in every episode that you will allow them to. So this is one of the most passive ways, because it's really just you doing your thing, talking on your phone, podcasting every single day, but then they are the one taking care of inserting ads and they will insert ads based on the location of the listener, right? And they can serve national ad, pre-roll, out-roll, mid-roll, right? So they have really powerful technology. So that's the fourth way. And it's really what I wanted to show you today. Like I said, in this channel, we cover everything. I cover everything that truly want to help you, and I go in depth. That truly can help you, and I go in depth in the sense that I don't want to go surface level stuff and not really provide you value. Like Gary Vee really inspired me in the sense that he said, if you really care about providing value to people, do it for free. Like you don't need to pay for a $1,000 course to understand how to start a podcast. It's pretty easy. So I'm covering everything from e-commerce, dropshipping, affiliate marketing, online ad, Facebook and Instagram ad, blogging, SEO, even podcasting, because I have tried all of them and I know tricks that can help you. So if you think this is the type of content you would like to receive, just make sure you smash the like button and you hit the subscribe and you press the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Until next time, take good care of yourself. Bye.